As a content creator and often a creative, we want the flexibility to do and put out the content that inspires us, but that often leads to chaos. Find out why and how to fix it.
Winging it often does not work. And there are specific reasons why it doesn't work. And that's going to start with the lack of focus. When you're winging it, you're not really focused on anything in particular. So making actual strides in what you are doing in order to complete things is very difficult to accomplish. You will often find yourself pivoting from one thing to the next, not really sure what is going to make an impact on your business. One week you try one thing, the next week you try the next. And when you're trying multiple things, it's very difficult to track with actual numbers to see the progress that you're making. Now, as a business owner, I have watched many of my clients start with winging it and then get into an actual strategy that works with a 90-day plan. Now, when we're looking at winging it, it, like I said, can go from anything from trying a reel one day to then thinking that you're going to do reels straight for every single day in order to impact the algorithm. And what we quickly find is that you either lose focus on your other tasks within your business that were moving the needle, or you're going to quickly burn out from trying a new task that takes a ton of energy and isn't necessarily going to move the needle on your business. So we want to start to think about how can we make it so that there is focus and progress in our business.
The progress that's going to happen in your business is going to take place when you put a 90-day plan into place. 90 days is the perfect amount of time because it gives you enough time to be able to focus while still looking at results and giving you the opportunity to pivot. It's also going to align with your natural business cycles. So if we look at quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, all 90 days. They were also within those quarters, you're also going to be dealing with seasonality. So there's going to be different seasons that you know that your audience is going to go through. And you need to keep this in mind when you are able to put together that 90-day plan. A 90-day plan is also going to keep your motivation high because you're going to end up with lots of quick wins. So when you're able to have this, it's taking that one baby step that's going to continue to move the line on your business as well as the revenue that you are looking to see within it. With that, you're going to be building that momentum. The momentum that is going to push you forward and not leave you from thinking about one little thing over here to then another little thing over there that totally ends up turning into a squirrel chasing that latest shiny object. You want to stay focused, and a 90-day plan is going to help you do that.
A 90-day plan provides you with a vision. It's going to be able to give you in a certain amount of time that you can actually put into place what it is that you're trying to do, the different milestones that you want to hit within your business within that time period. So by having a vision for what you are trying to accomplish, it allows you the opportunity to actually see your revenue increasing and the momentum within your business. A 90-day plan is also going to allow you to prioritize what is essential in your business now. We don't want you doing 5 different goals in a 90-day period. Instead, we want you to focus on 1 to 2 to potentially at the most 3 goals. So you're able to prioritize what you should be focusing on rather than getting distracted by new trends, different things that you're hearing from different podcasts, or just your random content creator wanting to be creative. It gives you that opportunity to make sure that you prioritize what should come first and not have you all over the place. Within that 90 days, you're also going to give yourself measurable checkpoints. You can look at weekly, monthly, where are you trying to go, and making sure that you are accomplishing that through measurable numbers. By having those numbers and be able to look at that 90-day, you're also able to keep yourself accountable because now you know what tasks need to go into hitting those 90-day goals that you have set. And you can prioritize those and make sure that you are actually hitting them when you're looking to see if the measurement is actually in the play of what you were trying to get within your business. My favorite part about a 90-day plan, though, is that it gives you flexibility. You don't have to scrap the entire plan. You can instead tweak some of the strategies and tasks that you put into place in order to hit those goals. So by having it be a 90 days, you can look at it as doing specific projects. And then if you're finding that those projects within those tasks are not moving the needle, now you can take a step back and turn and pivot into a different project that will then, of course, have different tasks and still allow you to hit the goal that you originally set.
A 90-day plan is going to make everything much more predictable in your life. You're going to be able to have revenue, content, as well as mindset. You're not going to be concerned about worrying the fatigue that will come in from trying to make a decision about what project or task you should be doing. Because instead, the 90-day plan has allowed you to have that predictability. You want to know what it is that you're doing next so that you stop feeling like your hair is on fire or you have too many plates spinning and you're going to drop another one at any moment. We want you to feel like you are running your business, not that your business is running you. So when you can have predictable revenue, predictable content, and predictable mindset, it changes the game in how you look at your business and the energy that you have in order to take it on.
When you're creating your 90-day plan, I want you to take a look at your top 2 goals. What are you trying to accomplish? Now remember, when we set a goal, we want to make sure that it's measurable. This is why we talk so much about SMART goals. And if you're not familiar with SMART goals, you're going to want to make sure that you listen to the podcast where we talk about them. And we're going to link to that, of course, in the video, as well in the comments so that you can make sure that you listen in on making sure you're setting SMART goals. But when we are doing that 1 to 2 goals, then you need to determine what the projects are going to be for each of those goals. And then within those projects, you want to determine the tasks. So let's use an example of wanting to grow your email list by 500 subscribers. Now remember with SMART goals, it has to be realistic. So if your list consists of 300 people, trying to do 500 in 90 days is a little unrealistic. But that's, of course, if you've never done anything in the past. So when we're looking at this, if we are trying to grow our email list by 500 subscribers, and it is a realistic goal for you, then we want to look at some of the projects that could actually move the needle. For example, you might find that pitching podcasts and getting on other podcasts might be a great way to be able to put your opt-in in front of a new audience. So one of the projects that you're going to do is to get on 10 different podcasts in the next 90 days. Now, in order to complete that project, there are tasks that you have to do. First, you're going to have to find the right podcast that you need to be on. Then you're going to need to find email addresses to reach out. You're going to actually need to send an email that is asking to be on those podcasts, pitching yourself. There's going to be a follow-up process that goes along with that as well, because most podcasters are not going to answer the first email. So with that in mind, these are lists of the tasks that you have to do. Now, once those tasks are complete, you're also going to want to make sure that you're familiar with what opt-in are you going to be talking about? What is your topic? What is your level of expertise? Now, when you have all of this aligned, it's going to make it much simpler to be able to complete that project, as well as potentially maybe another project that you have in mind for growing your list. Maybe that is to get involved with 2 summits over the next 90 days. Well, again, you're going to have tasks that go in line with those. You're going to have to find summits. You're going to have to pitch yourself. You're going to have to know exactly what topics, and again, the opt-in. You can see some of this is connected though, which is why it's important that when you're looking at a goal, you look at projects that are going to be somewhat similar so that you're not constantly switching to the task that you're trying to complete. The copy that you use for pitching a podcast could be very similar to the copy that you use to speak at a summit. So you want to make sure that you are really clear though on your messaging, which is why we talked about your vision before. What is the vision for your business? What is the vision for what you are trying to accomplish with your goals so that you can make sure you are getting that done? Now, if you're listening in and you're wanting more specific steps on how to create a 90-day plan, then you're going to want to make sure that you sign up for my 90-day plan program. This is the exact program that we put into place at the Insiders Retreat, which we do annually in the month of November. So, if you haven't already been an insider at the retreat and it is something that you're interested in, you definitely want to get on that wait list, as well as grab the 90-day plan programs now so that you can actually implement it and start working on your 90 days. I appreciate y'all for listening in.